trying to get your old MD7A to start if it hasn't been started for a while and it's giving you grief, or any diesel motor for that matter. Some tips here may help you. So obviously, if it hasn't been started for a while, check you've got fuel. The fuel's in good condition. There's no water in the fuel. You can see the glass bowls, but yeah, check your fuel system is all good first. Okay, check everything is all right. Now over here too, on the other side, sometimes this catches people out, is on these cav pumps, that's the fuel stop. That shuts the engine down, this one here. And sometimes they are in the stop position, which I believe is back, and it's never going to start when it's in the back position. Just trying to get that shadow off it. So that should be right forward. This goes to a cable up onto your dash somewhere. So make sure that's your cable is pushed in, like a choke cable, but it's pushed in normally, which pushes that forward, and that's then going to give fuel to the cav pump. Now this one at the front here, that's the throttle. Let's rev it up and down. Put up on the selector, put it in neutral and put it to full throttle. So this should be forward, that's in the run position. This one here is forward into full throttle. Now I believe down the bottom here they got this gives them extra fuel. I've never used one, and everyone I've ever come across is seized up anyway, like it is on this and on my other motor, so I never needed to use it anyway. So that's extra fuel, but just maybe leave it alone. Cold start, I've never actually tried it. But anyway, that forwards in the fuel run position, or engine run, and that one there at full throttle. Okay, so make sure those two are in the right position. Never going to start if that one's over there. So, got fuel to the engine. These are in the correct position, which I believe is both forward. Okay, then, say when you're cranking them, you always decompress them if they've got a decompressor, and you spin the motor up. Gets the oil pumping around. Yeah, it's just good for them. Decompress them for a bit until for 5 or 10 seconds, you got the oil pressure up. Throw it over. Yeah, if it doesn't want to start, or if it's if it doesn't want to kick off, then what you do, it's going to need two of you to do it while someone's cranking it, take your air filter off and you spray Aerostart down into it there. Now Aerostart is a fuel, because if it's not getting fuel, diesel, it's obviously not getting fuel. But Aerostart, it's a fuel itself, and it's a fuel that ignites at very low temperature. Because when you've got a cold engine with low compression, the temperatures inside the combustion chamber are quite low, but this is a fuel that ignites at a very low temperature, much lower than diesel. Anyway, so you spray that down. Now remember, keep spraying it till it starts to run nicely. If you stop and it starts to run down again, well then give it a bit more, keep it going, because maybe sometimes they self-bleed a little bit, or a little bit of gunk comes through. So just keep spraying, don't let the poor thing over-rev though. So if you don't have Aerostart, you can use WD-40. WD-40 is also a fuel that burns at a quite low temperature, and also it does another thing, is that a bit of oil helps seal up the rings inside the engine, which raises the compression a bit. So WD-40 works quite well also as a fuel, and seals the rings just momentarily to give it more compression to help it kick off. So if it runs on Aerostart or WD-40 only, and you run it for say 30 seconds or more on this, and then as soon as you stop spraying it stops again, well then you know it's not getting any fuel. So try and figure that out. Like I said, start at the tank, make sure you got fuel in the tank, make sure the fuel's good. Primary filter, which you can't see, it'll be on your boat somewhere. Now secondary filter is this one. So if you presume somehow it's got air in the system, what you do is make sure, like I said, your tank's full and your primary filter's got fuel. Crack this bleeder right here on top of your secondary filter. Pump like crazy. Give it a really long, nice stroke. If it's only moving just a little bit, so it's got a little bit of free play in it, then the last bit, you can feel the tension on it. Actually, it goes about halfway doing nothing. Then the second half, it's got a good pump on it. If it feels like it's doing nothing and won't go that far, rotate the motor a bit. Sometimes the cam behind here doesn't allow it to have full travel. So you should get a nice long stroke on it. Let's try and see if I can video this so you can see how far. So it does nothing to there, then it feels good, that last bit. Not quite half, about another third. Should be at least getting that. Okay, nothing to there, then there. That bit down there. Pump it like crazy. with this open. Now what you want is air, you'll see air bubbles, air bubbles, air bubbles, air bubbles, and you want to keep going till it's 100% fuel. Like I said, you've loosened this a bit, few turns. And then, yeah, when it's 100% fuel, retighten that. Don't let this go too. You need to do it two-handed until you tighten that, because it may suck just a frag of air back. Probably not, but I always do it that way. Pumping like crazy, heap of fuel coming out, hold that down with your other hand, tighten that screw back up. So you've bled it to your primary filter. You got fuel to there, happy days. Now what you do, I remember the sequence a bit. So you undo it here too now. So you keep pumping over there with that hand pump, the lift pump or the primer pump. Keep pumping until, loosen this one here, sorry. The sequence is 1, 2, 3. So the lower one, 1, 2, 3. So you crack that, keep pumping like crazy till 100% fuel coming out here, put a rag under it, then you close it off. Now I can't remember rightly, this one here, the engine needs to be rotating to get fuel out of that. You can try, so you've got fuel there, tighten it off, back this top one, pump away, but I don't think you get fuel over here through there until the engine is rotating. So you'll need to decompress it again, hit the starter with this one loose, until you got 100% fuel coming out, no air, and then lock that off. Okay, so hopefully the pump is now bled. The trouble is you now have air in the lines, or you may or may not have air in the lines. See if she kicks off when these two are tight and you've got 100% fuel to them. Next, you can bleed them here. This is almost like a bleeder in the line here. That's where it comes out the pump. What's probably easy is bleed it there through the hand pump, the prime pump. Second one, I think you got to rotate the motor. Don't worry about that. Come up to here. I'll just get a spanner and demonstrate it. I did have a spanner. There it is. Now these old motors, the fuel pressure is not that high. Common rail, modern common rail, you wouldn't even think about going anywhere near these, but it's quite safe on these old motors. You loosen these off here, loosen them off. Okay, you back them. Same again with the motor decompressed. Crank it over until you see fuel trickling out from both of these. Okay, you see fuel trickling down here. Same, you'll see fuel trickling down there. So just crank it over until fuel's dribbling. Nice amount of fuel is dribbling out down there. And then once you've got that, tighten these back up, like I'm doing. Tighten them back up. Tight, okay. And now you've bled all the air out of these high pressure lines. These red are the high pressure lines. Everything else is pretty much low pressure. These are the high pressure lines. Don't worry about this, the yellow one here, that's the return. They always return fuel. Okay, so return it. So don't worry about the return, like I said. Just undo it to here and here. Spin the motor over again with it decompressed till you got fuel coming out. Tighten them up. She should be right to go. Now, even if you have to, while you've done that, spray a bit more Aerostart down its guts till it's getting going, because there could be a little bit of air in here, which then could make its way back around again, because these return to the secondary filter, not back to the tank on some engines. So a little bit of air. So if you have to, just keep using a bit of Aerostart till it kicks off and runs for a while. They tend to that last bit of air, they'll self-bleed. So anyway, so hopefully you now know how to bleed the MD7A. And also, you know how to get it to kick off. If you need a bit of Aerostart or WD to help it get going for the first time if it's sat for a while. Good luck.